Rulings from the Supreme Court are just a couple major events that happen in politics this week. Joining us to break them down for us is our regular Friday contributor, political insider Armstrong Williams. Good morning.
Good morning, Victor.
So let's jump right into it. Let's talk with the Supreme Court rulings first, starting with the 63 ruling that Title VII of the Civil Rights Act protects LGBTQ Americans from workplace discrimination. The ruling is broadening the legal definition of sex. Could this have any other implications?
Yes, it can. And obviously, people are disappointed, particularly on the right. But I think the spirit of the law of the United States that no one, particularly in the era that we live in today, should be discriminated based on their sexual preference, how they should present themselves, as long as they're able to do their jobs, adhere to rules and whatever the guidelines of those offices. I think President Trump sort of began to believe because he was on such a roll with the Supreme Court, they had so many rulings in his favor that they were there to do his bidding. I think it's a very good reminder that the justices are still very independent and that the people on the left cannot say that Justice Roberts or Justice Gorsuch are there to do whatever the president wants them to do. It shows their independence. It shows their empathy for where we are in society. And you know what? Look, it's their decision. We just have to respect it, Victoria.
And yesterday, the justices blocked the Trump administration's effort to end the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, also known as DACA. Chief Justice John Roberts says he sided with the liberal judges because the White House did not follow procedure when trying to end the program. But DACA could still be on the line. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. You know what? This is not really a victory for DACA. It's a delay. I think the New York Times headline had it correct just for now. This could happen if Trump is reelected. Go back and revisit this at the Supreme Court. Trump is now announcing hopefully to get another conservative justice on the court. But yeah, this is a procedural issue. All they have to do is go back and file again. Justice Roberts gave them the opening that if you follow the guidelines for and you refile your case, there's a strong possibility that you'll get a ruling in your favor, not because they necessarily align with the president, but they follow precedents. And they don't have one circumstance for President Obama when they had the same process before the court, and another step for President Trump.
Jump into the book. Right now, President Trump is attacking his former national security advisor, John Bolton, for bombshells in his new book. Among Bolton's allegation is a claim that President Trump asked China's president for help in this year's election. What impact, if any, could those claims have in November? That is, if the book is released.
Victoria, you know what? This is a joke. It's a circus. John Bolton is sort of like a Benedict Arnold right now. He had every opportunity back in January when Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler were pleading with him to come testify because they thought he had some information more damaging than what was going on at that time. And John Bolton refused to testify. And here all of a sudden, he has this blockbuster book, Revelation about China and all these damaging things that Trump has done. It's easy to make these allegations when you're not under oath. Had he gone before the House Intel Committee, he would have been under oath. And he did not want to perjure himself. I mean, you cannot believe this book. The only thing that John Bolton is trying to do right now is sell books. He betrayed his oath of office. He betrayed the confidence of the White House that employed him, and he just has no credibility. He cannot be believed. If he really cared about this country, he would have testified in January when the country, especially the Democrats, were pleading with him to come forward and tell us what you know.
All right, well, we will see where that book goes. But before you leave, we have about 30 seconds left. I want you to comment on the presidential race when it comes to President Trump's planned rally tomorrow in Tulsa. When it comes to COVID, people are not required to social distance or wear masks at the planned rally. Do you think President Trump's doing enough to enforce CDC guidelines?
You know, Victoria, a week or so ago, you had tests widespread across the country. Nobody enforced social distancing. Nobody enforced wearing a mask. I think that's it to them for something else. When you look at a situation like this, people begin to believe together in large crowds, the virus doesn't necessarily spread as the CDC and others say that it would. Now, we do know that there's a surge in this coronavirus, but even at this point, they have coronavirus fever. They want to get out. I was a little surprised that people were lined up 48 hours in advance of the president's speech almost a million people. So obviously, people understand the risk. Obviously, the White House is going to do all they can to do in the protocols, but in the end, it's individual. If you decide to take that risk, you should be prepared to take whatever consequences that come from that. But obviously, they're willing to take the risk. That is their decision, and that is the American way.
Armstrong Williams, hopefully people will still wear those masks even though it is
Yeah.
not mandatory. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. The Armstrong Williams Show every Saturday morning at 10:30 right here. You can watch it on WJLA 24/7 News. We'll be right back.